What if you could use the new Qwen 3.8 model directly inside VS Code, without downloading the model, without running it locally, and without paying for an expensive AI coding subscription? In this video, I'm going to show you a method that lets you connect Qwen 3.8 to VS Code using a Hugging Face endpoint. And the interesting part is that with the endpoint we're using here, we don't need to enter an API key. I'll show you where to get the endpoint, how to configure it inside VS Code, and then we'll actually test Qwen with a real coding task. And I'm not going to show you some perfect pre-made result. We'll use a fresh prompt, let Qwen do the work, and then I'll show you exactly what it creates. So let's get started. Before we get into the setup, let's quickly understand what we're working with. Qwen 3.8 is an open-weight model from Alibaba's Qwen team, designed for tasks including coding, reasoning, and agent-style workflows. One of the interesting things about an open-weight model like this is that you have different ways to access it. You can potentially run models locally if your hardware is capable enough, or you can use an online endpoint. For this video, we're going with the second option. Instead of downloading a huge model and trying to run it on our own computer, we'll access Qwen through a Hugging Face endpoint and use it from inside VS Code. That makes the setup much easier, especially if your PC isn't powerful enough to run a model like this locally. So let's go to the Qwen 3.8 model on Hugging Face. I will share the link to this in the video description and pinned comment for you. Once you open the model page, you'll find all the usual information about the model, including its capabilities, specifications, and documentation. But there's something interesting here that I want to point out. This particular endpoint was provided through Victor, who is an official person associated with Hugging Face. He has provided the endpoint and the information needed to access this model through compatible tools. So instead of downloading the model and setting up our own local inference environment, we're going to use the endpoint that has already been provided. If we look at the endpoint information, there are a couple of things that we need. The first is the base URL, and the second is the model ID. Keep this page open because we're going to copy both of these values in a moment. Now let's move over to VS Code. For this setup, I'm going to use Kilo Code. If you don't already have it installed, open the extension section in VS Code and search for Kilo Code. You'll find the Kilo Code AI coding agent extension. Install it and wait for the installation to complete. Once it's installed, open Kilo Code from the VS Code sidebar. You may be asked to log in, so complete that step if required. Now we are ready to create our custom provider. Open the Kilo Code settings and go to the Providers section. Here you'll see the different AI providers available. But instead of selecting one of the predefined providers, we're going to create our own. Select Custom Provider and click Connect Provider. For the provider name, I'll simply enter Victor Qwen. You can use any name you want here. This is just the name that will appear inside Kilo Code. Now we need to select the API format. Choose OpenAI-compatible. This is important because the Hugging Face endpoint we're using can be accessed through an OpenAI-compatible API format. Now let's go back to the Hugging Face page. Here we have the endpoint information. Copy the base URL. Then return to Kilo Code and paste it into the base URL field. This base URL tells Kilo Code where it needs to send the requests. So basically, when we send a prompt from VS Code, Kilo Code will use this endpoint to communicate with Qwen. Now we have the API key field. And this is where this method becomes interesting. For this particular endpoint setup, we're going to enter none. So we're not entering a personal API key here. Just make sure you're following the endpoint configuration exactly as provided, because requirements can vary between different endpoints. You can see the model ID has automatically been selected. You just need to add the model. Once the base URL, API key setting and model ID are configured, submit the provider. And that's it. Our custom Hugging Face provider has been added to Kilo code. Now let's return to the main Kilo code interface. Open the model selector. You can search for your created model here. In my case, it is Victor Qwen. Here we can see the provider listed here. And then select the Qwen 3.8 model. Select it. Here you can switch between different modes like code, ask, debug, etc. At this point, the connection is ready. So now comes the important part. Let's actually give Qwen some work to do. Let me first switch to ask mode. I'll ask, "Hi, which model is this?" You can see it started generating a detailed response to the query. Now let's give it an actual development requirement. I will switch to code. I'm going to create a fresh test folder and give Qwen this prompt. Create a simple responsive dashboard for an AI productivity app using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Include a sidebar, statistics cards, a recent activity section, and a dark modern interface. Keep everything in a single HTML file. This is a fairly straightforward task, but it gives the model several things to handle at once. It needs to create the overall dashboard layout, build the sidebar, add the statistics cards and recent activity section, make the interface responsive, and implement everything using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript in a single file. And one thing I immediately noticed during this test is the amount of time it takes. This wasn't an instant response. It took almost 23 minutes for Qwen to complete the generation. And according to the Kilo code usage information, the request consumed around 16.3 thousand input tokens and 32,000 output tokens. That's quite a lot for what is, on the surface, a relatively simple web development request. So this is something worth keeping in mind if you're planning to use this endpoint for larger coding tasks. The model may be capable, but the actual experience also depends heavily on the endpoint you're using. Now the generation is complete. Let's open the generated page and see what Qwen actually created. And here's the result. And honestly, this is quite interesting. The prompt asks for a simple AI productivity dashboard, and Qwen has actually followed the main requirements quite well. We have the sidebar on the left with sections such as dashboard, analytics, tasks, AI assistant, and messages. At the top, there's also a search bar, a notification area, a clock, and a new task button. Then we have the statistics cards we asked for. There are 4 of them showing: productivity score, tasks completed, AI suggestions, and time saved. The productivity score even has a circular progress visualization, while the other cards include changes compared with previous periods. Below that, we have the recent activity section, which shows different AI-related activities with icons, descriptions, and timestamps. And on the right side, there's a today's focus section with a checklist, along with a weekly rhythm chart. So Qwen actually went beyond the basic requirements of our prompt and added several extra dashboard elements. Visually, I have to say the result looks quite polished. The dark interface, glass-like cards, gradients, glowing accents, icons, spacing, and overall layout give it the appearance of a modern SaaS dashboard. And the page is also designed to be responsive, which was another part of our requirement. So from a UI generation perspective, this is a pretty good result. However, there is still something important to consider. Although the interface looks impressive, our prompt specifically asks for a simple dashboard. And Qwen went quite a bit further than that. It added things like the weekly rhythm chart, today's focus section, animated statistics, a live clock, and several other UI elements that we didn't explicitly ask for. That's not necessarily a bad thing. In fact, if you're looking for a polished starting point, these additions can be useful. But it also shows something important about AI coding models. The model doesn't always stick strictly to the minimum requirements. Sometimes it makes its own design decisions and adds features that it thinks will improve the result. So even when the generated result looks good, you should still review the code and make sure it actually matches what you asked for. Now let's talk about the part that may matter most to you. The model did produce a fairly detailed result, but the generation speed in my test was very slow. Almost 23 minutes for the first generation is definitely not what I would call fast. And consuming approximately 32,000 output tokens is also quite high for this particular task. So if you're thinking, it's free, so I'll just use it for everything, I wouldn't recommend that. The actual experience will depend on the endpoint, server load, your connection, the complexity of your request, and the coding extension you're using. And free access can also change over time. There's one more thing you should know. The capabilities you get through an endpoint can depend on the interface you're using. For example, during testing with this setup, image input wasn't available through the extension configuration being used. So even if a model has certain capabilities, those capabilities may not necessarily be available through every endpoint or every coding extension. That's something to keep in mind when testing these models. Because Qwen is available as an open weight model, there is also the possibility of running compatible models locally if you have sufficiently capable hardware. But that's a completely different setup. For this tutorial, we're not doing that. We're using the Hugging Face endpoint so that the model runs remotely and we can access it directly from VS Code. So you don't need to download the entire model or configure a local inference environment just to try it. So that's how you can use Qwen 3.8 directly inside VS Code using a Hugging Face endpoint. We've gone from finding the endpoint on Hugging Face, configuring kilo code, connecting the model, and finally testing it with a real coding task. And as you saw, the result wasn't perfect. But that's actually what makes this test useful. We got to see both the strengths and the limitations of using Qwen through this setup. If you found this tutorial useful, consider subscribing to Tech2AI for more tutorials on AI tools, coding models, and useful AI websites. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.